Widows in Kenya continue to shoulder the heavy burden of systemic oppression despite laws meant to protect their rights. Many, particularly in rural areas, face land disinheritance, physical violence, and forced evictions as part of their daily reality. However, administrative leaders in the Nyanza region have launched sensitization campaigns aimed at easing the plight of widows and safeguarding their right to shelter. Through the Widow Empowerment Initiative, spearheaded by the Internal Security and National Administration Principal Secretary, Dr. Raymond Omollo, lives are being transformed one roof at a time. Hear more from Laura Otieno.
9 a.m. on Sunday, and Grace Abwom tidies up her home in Katieno village, Seme. A rosary hangs from a wooden plank extending from the roof frame, a quiet symbol of how far the mother of 5 has come. For nearly 2 decades, Grace lived as a squatter at the Katieno market. The death of her husband in 1998, she says, plunged her into an abyss of neglect. What began as abusive words soon escalated into full-blown threats to her life and that of her children.
Nikajaribu kujishikilia, simejangu ilifika mahali akaniambia kama unafikia huyu mtoto kijana ndiye amekuweka hapa, nitakuchoma na yeye kwa nyumba.
These words hung heavy on her soul. Crushed and defeated, she left her matrimonial home with 5 children in tow. Kilometers away in Kolwa, 85-year-old Meresa Apollo tends to her kitchen garden. Beside her lies the debris of what was once her home. The structure, having chipped walls and broken furniture, offering a haunting glimpse of life before disaster struck. She was displaced by floods in 2020, but returning after the waters receded opened up a new and hostile chapter. The floods, she says, washed away any shred of humanity from her in-laws, who declared her a stranger on her own land and even dragging her through the corridors of justice.
Udongo kwa sababu udongo hii ni ya Bwana, hawanakata ajui kama nafanyika, hata kama nafukuza na ngawa nyumba yangu mimi bado jua.
The plight faced by Meresa and Grace mirrors that of thousands of widows across the country, particularly in cases where the deceased left no will. According to the Law of Succession Act, a surviving spouse and children are entitled to the personal effects of the deceased as well as life interest in the remainder of the estate. This grants the surviving spouse the right to live on the land and use income from any property of the deceased for their lifetime. The Matrimonial Property Act of 2013, Article 27 of the Constitution of Kenya, as well as regional instruments signed and ratified by Kenya, also ring-fence the rights of women, guaranteeing their rights to property. In spite of these progressive laws and policies, community awareness remains a challenge, prompting chiefs to take the lead in sensitization.
Because this is a cosmopolitan area, we can go house to house, inform them through our village elders that whenever they had any case concerning law of succession or inheritance, they come to offices or they go to the village elder, then they accompany them to our office so that we tell them the right thing on what they should do.
All is not doom and gloom. For Grace and Meresa, there is now a measure of relief. They are among thousands of widows who have found temporary reprieve under newly installed gleaming roofs, offering shelter and a sense of security reminiscent of the protection they once knew when their husbands were alive. The houses are part of the Widows Empowerment Program, an initiative aimed at restoring dignity and stability to some of the country's most vulnerable women. Spearheaded by Internal Security and National Administration, PS Dr. Raymond Omollo, lives are being transformed one roof at a time.
Pande tena ninarudishia Raymond Omollo, asanti. Akaniletea kiti, ndio hii. Ameniletea meza, ndio hii. Yawa, kitanda, bed cover, bed sheet, ya mattress hii. Pillow pia, ate nuia.
The program has been supporting widows since 2023, offering not only financial support through table banking, but also dignifying the living standards of widows across Kisumu, Migori, Homa Bay and Siaya counties.
We always train them on the issue of farming. That one can help them. Even when we are not there, it's something which will help to sustain them and also their children.
Amid ongoing challenges, the gleaming new roofs cast a glimmer of hope for the widows who have so far benefited from the program.
Despite the existence of several laws that protect vulnerable groups, including women, implementation remains a challenge. For now, community sensitization remains as the only hope to save hundreds of thousands of widows and accord them a chance at a decent life. Laura Otieno, Citizen TV.